What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker here on Unique Access, and today we are joined by the legend, the icon, Kokane.
What's happening with it, man?
Appreciate you coming through, man.
Man, thanks for having me.
Man, and he's got the new album, King of GFunk, in stores now. Make sure you pick that up if you haven't already. And it's a double album.
Yes.
And this album has been, special to me because when I was on Open Bar Radio with Exhibit on K-Day, we had X was on tour and Slink Johnson came and co-hosted, and we played the Plastic Surgery record with you and Short Chop.
Right.
We played that early and it's on the album. So what made Plastic Surgery a song that you thought was so good to lead off like early on in the game for the project?
Well, with the likes of Short Chop on there, he's definitely one of my all-time favorite MCs from the West Coast. Mm-hmm. And my boy Deee, who's out of Portland, he do a lot of stuff with Redman too, producing. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to take it back to the elements, there's slaps, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? So we put that together and we wanted to make up something that was like really metaphoric, not just talking about plastic surgery, but just talking about just fake shit in general.
Right.
And we bust that record wide open.
Yeah, man.
On the show, man. It did what it did, and I appreciate you,
All right,
man, really helping out my analytics, man. You're a good brother for that, and we still going strong.
Absolutely. And then obviously Open Bar Radio show that X and I did, and you have X on the album on the Anybody Killer record with
Yes.
Trey Deee as well, of course.
Yes.
So with that, and Cole 87,
Right.
your cousin.
Right.
So with that, how have you found over the years, being that you've done so many records with so many people that are super high caliber, how have you found that being able to still come back and do those type of collaborative records, what still makes them special?
Well, I think just staying hungry, staying passionate about the music.
Okay.
Not getting distracted by money or anything. Just sticking to the script. And when I, first did this album, I wanted to go back to the G-Funk elements that I started with,
Right.
Under the Above the Law tree. Mm-hmm. And took like a year off to really get the type of right settings for the album. And, grab Bootsy Collins, Snoop, George Clinton.
Right.
Of course, got Trey Deee, we also in a group called the Diirty OGs. Mm-hmm. I'm also on his new project too.
The Third
Which
Coming.
is a hot solo project, The Third Coming. Big ups to Trey Deee.
The General.
And he has two songs. He's the only MC that got 2 songs on the King of G-Funk. And we did a strong cut with Exhibit and Code 187, who also has an album out called The Black Godfather.
Yes,
Go get that right now. And we came up with a cut, Anybody Killer, and basically, from all the producers, from Meech Wells to Battle Cat to, all the artists that are on there, from my artists, Baby Loke, even my daughter is on there, and came up with that double album masterpiece called King of G-Funk.
Yeah.
And still going strong. The first single off there, well, actually the second single after Plastic Surgery was California Classic,
Right.
which was the first debut of the Diirty OGs.
Right.
And we did it like that on purpose for marketing reasons, you know what I mean? And that particular record's doing good. It went viral. It's over 1 million something, still kicking ass. And it will also be on the new Diirty OGs album, which is coming out 10/28. We got now and that. So,
Right.
the King of G-Funk, I'm here. And big ups to everybody. That first radio interview. Big ups to Exhibit, Slink Johnson, and yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Big ups to my boy Short Chop.
Yeah.
It was nice. It really set the tone.
Yeah, that
King
was a great time, man.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
And speaking of great ones, with the 40 Below record, getting Bootsy on there, man, because I remember back in the day being such a huge fan, obviously, of everything that you guys did at Ruthless when, the We Want Eazy,
Right.
that he was, obviously the song is inspired by him, but then at the end when he was in the video, I was just like blown away. So now coming full circle from you being such a huge fan to being able to work with him and do a video with him, how has that kind of brought things full circle for you?
Well, it's a dream come true, man. I mean, who's the biggest in the industry? We all, especially coming from the West Coast, We all grew up on Bootsy Collins, George Clinton Parliament,
Right.
and James Brown and all that, funk stuff. So for me to be in the same room with him, I did more songs than anybody in the business. But at certain points in your career to where you really feel like, okay, I have achieved something. Because, it's good to always honor those that paved the way and have that simple type of formula by honoring your peers.
Right.
And to see him and George Clinton do their things in their 70s, and it's just amazing. It really shows a stigma that the youngsters are going on, that look, you're never too old to make good music, and that's just a state of mind. That's just a stigma to try to stop you. I mean, you look at us, I'll be 50 coming up not soon, but soon. But I feel like I'm starting off for the first time.
Okay.
And being passionate about music, and I contribute that to my pops. I got to give it up to my pops, because he was a writer and composer at Motown. His works include Just My Imagination,
Right.
Smiling Faces. So, growing up around that music, I was able to endure, things that the music industry brings. I mean, this is the coldest business to be in.
Right.
26 years later, and I'm really rebounding and having my own autonomy and independent, but it took a long time to get up this hill.
Right.
But I never did say, okay, well, I'm not making it. It wasn't about making it. It was more about the music. It wasn't really about fame. It was more about the people getting this music out there. And I'm just thankful that some of the youngsters are really going back to those G-Funk elements, from your YGs to your Kendrick Lamars and etc., Nipsey Hussles. And it's always good because, whether you young out there doing your thing, I don't knock your hustle, or whether you OG, but, music is music. No matter if you're 9 or no matter if you're 79 years old. And we were able to come up with a good project that reintroduced those elements that really help pave the way from what genre of music we come from the whole West Coast and outside the West Coast.
Right.
I mean, G-Funk the influences are deep there, man. And, big ups to what my cousin created, and big ups to learning from, over there at Ruthless Records, from Eazy to Dr. Dre, and the list goes on, man. And to be able to, once again work with your Bootsy Collins, because that's the next video coming out. Gip Goody is on the project too. In my humble opinion, that's the real South Sound. Nothing against trap, but when you go back to the Dungeon family, I wanted those elements on there. So we captured this song and its video. The video was done by my boy Sonny Bono, and the song was produced by West Coast Stone, who's doing a lot of stuff. Big ups to West Coast Stone. And we landed the mothership, man. We letting them know the real origins of the West Coast G-Funk sound is right here, when you hear the elements of King of G-Funk, or the Black Godfather, or
Third Coming.
you hear Tradie stuff, and especially with this Diirty OG album, you know what I mean? So we just pushing back to the forefront. We call it reality rap, but it was gangster funk, gangster rap. And it's time.
And there it was, and there it is. Well, appreciate you coming through, Coco, as always. Pleasure to see you, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Make sure, if you haven't picked it up, checked it out yet, King of G-Funk, in stores now worldwide. Appreciate it. Unique Access, Soren Baker, Kokane in the building.
Big ups to Unique Access. They stay on point like Stacey Adams. You heard? Soren!
There it is, y'all.